opening statement before we move on to questions.
Well, another week, another game in the SEC conference, definitely documented when you look across the scoreboards in this conference, the different games, that being able to take care of home court is very important and will be important for each team trying to position itself for postseason play. Our depth has done a great job. Our guys off the bench have done a tremendous job, specifically Marquez Warwick, being able to make an impact on the game. In addition to Josh Gray last game being able to get 10 rebounds. Coach B's team in Vanderbilt, they're a very feisty team defensively, does a great job. They have unbelievable players being able to make plays for each other with experience. So when you look at where his team is able to sort of get advantages, is basically this team is very, very quick to lose balls, very scrappy, being able to create extra possessions, and obviously their ability to share the basketball. They do have depth as well as they go, close to 10 deep. Ultimately, for us, we got to do a great job of taking care of basketball, doing the things that we do, not allowing their defense to push us out and play our style of basketball.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, you mentioned them creating extra possessions defensively. That's something you guys do a lot too. What do you kind of foresee stylistically between two teams who try to do a similar thing?
It's similar. It's similar in what we do as well. I just think when you look at the course of the game, they've done a great job, top to bottom, getting to the free throw line as well. Although we are doing a great job at that. They do a great job of sharing the basketball. As you look at their assist to turnover ratio and their field goal percentage, those are things that stand out to me, our staff, and obviously when you watch them play each game, they have a balance to be able to win some games behind the arc, but that's not them being a one-dimensional team, because they create it in a way that allows their moving parts to be at different spots. They're going to try to spread our guys out as much as possible, take away rim protection, and different things like that.
Coach, your defensive rebounding percentage has been up the first two games in SEC play. What do you what do you attribute to that kind of difference these past couple of games?
Well, players make plays. I think having a healthy Caleb Grill, a good rebounding guard, Tamar Bates getting in there and getting a little physical, getting some rebounds, had his career high. But when you have Josh Gray, Peyton Marshall, Aiden Shaw, Mark Mitchell, those guys are expected to rebound. And you look at Trent Pierce, what he's been able to do with his length. I just think it's an effort that is taking place top to bottom on our roster, and our guys are doing a good job of rebounding out of their areas.
I think Coach Sharpbaugh said that Kyle Smith-Peters has been wearing a Dennis Rodman shirt. Is that right?
Yeah. Coach Smith-Peters is doing a great job of rebounding emphasis, and his voice is carrying where it needs to be. And Josh Gray, just think about what he was able to do in 15 minutes. But Coach Smith-Peters walks around with a Dennis Rodman shirt on in practice from time to time. So,
Coach, what's the challenge at guarding Devin McLaughlin?
When you look at the ability of, it's sort of like what Kobe Brown gave us, a versatile guy being able to step outside. When you look at his stats, a guy that has shot 26 threes, that's a kid that's going to take the attempts, right? But from a 5-out perspective, it's just a part of their alignment and the spots that he chooses to put his players in. So they play with a lot of pace. They're able to stretch out their 5, meaning their post guy, who is non-traditional 5, undersized but still effective and very good.
Coach, you mentioned that with the non-traditional 5, and you've gone smaller to start the LSU game by not starting Josh Gray. Is that something that you feel like can translate into this one, where it's going to be maybe a little smaller game overall?
Well, it depends. I still want Josh Gray and Peyton Marshall to be able to make the impact from a physical standpoint, because they are talented in their own right. So I'm not going to predispose that. I think the game will give me an idea of where we should go. I think ultimately we have to do what we do, and ultimately still have our 5-man in the game, because that is important to us. But we get to play different ways, different styles, and I think having Aiden Shaw, Josh Gray, Peyton Marshall, Mark Mitchell, being able to play in those positions are helpful.
Coach, you mentioned it in your opening statement, but given how talented the SEC is this year, do you feel like maybe this season more than ever, it's more important to take care of home court to be able to make a run in the SEC?
Well, you have to definitely take care of home court, but also you have to be able to win some games against high quality opponents, which is every game on our roster. Whether you can get one on the road or one at home, you have to cherish the wins when you get the opportunity to be on that side of the scoreboard. But taking care of home court has been an advantage for us. We have great fans who have sacrificed even last game through the inclement weather to get here. And I would say the same. The weather's gonna clear up. We probably a couple hundred tickets away from being a sellout. So I want our fans to come out, support us on this Saturday, and be able to make an impact on this game the way we need them.
With Marquez and how hot he's been the last couple games, just when you want to inject him into a game off the bench, what are you kind of looking for circumstances-wise of when it's like, all right, this would be a good time to get him in the game?
I think Quez has done a great job. I just want him to stay aggressive offensively and defensively, and he's able to do that. The one thing that I look for is a change in the tempo. Either sometimes we get stagnant or I see some advantages that we can create on both ends of the court, or even fatigue from our other guys. Being able to put him in the game is important. Caleb Brill being able to get in the game. Those things, they impact winning, and I want these guys to be able to maximize their opportunities.
Any other questions?
Coach, you talk about how it's close to a sellout. What does that mean to you as a coach and to the players to have such good turnout over winter break?
Well, it's important because all our students aren't here. So it says something about our community, how locked in our community is. It's a special place. Como is an unbelievable city. And I believe the support comes from our community, especially during this break where our students are away. And some students choose to stay and they do show up, and I'm thankful for those students that are in attendance as well. I just think when you are playing in this conference and you're able to get to a game from a historic standpoint, who knows how this conference will be in years to come. But this year, I don't know if there will ever be a conference top to bottom this tough with this amount of players that are high quality, and also the coaching. I think this is just a special time and a moment that we got to take advantage of. And if you're the normal sports fan, if I was a normal sports fan, I wouldn't want to miss a game just because of the high level of play that takes place.
All right, anything else?
Thank you guys, MIZ.
Let's go.
Thanks,
Thanks
Coach.
for